fires in Los Angeles County continuing to burn and cause devastation in the area.
Well, thankfully, organizations are stepping up to help people affected by the disaster, including the Red Cross.
Yeah, so Dina's here in studio, standing by to show us more about the organization's mission and also how we can all help. Hey, Dina.
Yeah, good morning. I think that's the first thing that has started to bring a little bit of joy to this story, and the heartbreaking images that we're seeing is the community support, right? Everyone who wants to help. You've seen this logo. This is the Red Cross. You know what this is, and you know that this is a reputable place to send any dollars that you are able to, any support that you can offer these families. This is a great way to do it, and we've partnered with the Red Cross here at Good Day and CBS 13. So we want to talk to Steve Walsh once again about where the money goes, and specifically we're talking like incremental amounts of money. Somebody watching might say, I have $20 that I can give.
Right.
That will go to something. What?
Yeah, we always say a little bit goes a long way. So think of it this way. A $5 bill is a blanket for somebody while they're in our shelter. $11 is a meal for one person for a day. $200 is taking care of sheltering and meals for a family of four for a day. So again, a little bit goes a long way, and considering this is going to take a long time, all those smaller donations make a big difference.
And so for the families who are impacted, the need today, the ones who do not have a home or their home is in an evacuation center where they can't get back to, where are they at in these shelters with what is being supplied to them? And then what happens next? How long can they stay there?
So anyone can stay in the shelters as long as there is a need, right?
Okay.
Our immediate concern is making sure that your immediate needs are met. So which is shelter, meal, advice on what to do next, counsel, literally an arm around your shoulder, conversation, things like that. Beyond that, though, the Red Cross, thanks to people that are donating through CBS and other opportunities, this is a long-term game, which means that we are often able to provide financial assistance well after the shelters are closed, because you've registered with the Red Cross, you've told us what your individual needs are.
Yeah, tens of thousands of families. Okay, and also on the fire front side, we have the State Fire Marshal with us as well, Daniel Berlant. Great to see you, longtime friends with you, and we have been unfortunately talking about fires for decades. This one, though, hits a little bit closer to home for those of us in Northern California, as we have seen so many people displaced, and we want to know, after we've donated, after we've helped, what do I need to do to protect my home and my family from something like this happening again in our area?
You know, while the fire danger in Northern California is obviously relatively lower than we're experiencing down south, now is the time to be prepared. And whether that's having a wildfire action plan to know what you would take if you were required to evacuate, but ensuring that you have good defensible space, that you retrofit your home so it's hardened against wildfires. Those are things you should be doing now during the winter months, so that when the peak of fire season does come in Northern California, you're ready for that wildfire.
Okay, something I saw a report online, as many of us have been glued to our phones these last couple of days, actually hardening up your attic space. So many of these embers are flying 40-mile-per-hour winds, get caught up in the ventilation in the attic of your home, start to burn there, and then it can be a total loss. You can actually retrofit the little vents in your attic.
Yeah, most homes on wildfires are actually destroyed by flying embers that land on the home, finding weak spots or finding places like the attic where they get into the vents. So simple retrofits, simple building improvements to your home, like replacing the screens with smaller metal screens to prevent those embers from getting in, make a big difference. And in situations like what we're experiencing in LA right now, but even the North Bay fires, where you have entire subdivisions burned down, they are being destroyed because when one home catches on fire, they often travel from one home to the next to the next. And so paying particular attention to the first 5 feet, removing all flammable items, so that if one home does catch on fire, your home has a buffer between it to not ignite.
Unfortunately, a lot of our homes in California are built next to one another because of the need of housing. So great advice. Thank you both so much for being here. We're going to talk with them throughout the hour, guys, and continue to bring you some tangible, useful information to help protect your family and your home, and more ways on how you can help through the Red Cross.
Very good information. And again, that QR code is on our screen right now. It'll be there throughout the morning, so that at any point you can make donations via the Red Cross. Thanks, Dina.
Well, more than 12,000 buildings have been destroyed by the fires in Los Angeles County.
Yeah, the American Red Cross joining efforts, though, to support residents who have been displaced by the fires.
Yeah, Dina Kupfer is standing by, getting more information about the organization's mission, and also we're getting an education this morning.
Yeah, we're working with both CAL FIRE and the State Fire Marshal and Red Cross this morning to get you answers and information and support. So again, Steve Walsh, we were talking a little bit about the support the Red Cross gives, financial donations, but also the mental support that is given to these people who are in these shelters right now.
Yeah, I always call it wraparound services. So beyond sheltering and meals, et cetera, it's mental health care, health services. So we have trained mental health volunteers that are on site at all of our shelters to talk to folks. And for those that are not mental health care trained, the volunteers literally are there just to talk if you need to. And it really does start with, how are you doing? A lot of evacuees want to get it off their chest. They want to laugh, cry, talk about their pets, talk about what happened when they were evacuating. So we're there literally to be a friend next to you and get you through whatever you need to get through.
Yeah, such important conversations happening. And Daniel Berlant, I know you have to get going soon, so I wanted to ask, the governor said that he was going to be lifting restrictions to be able to get cleanup happening quicker this time around, to get rebuilding happening in a timelier manner than has been maybe in fires past. But what is not going to be jeopardized is the safety aspect of how things have to be rebuilt. And from a fire standpoint, that's where you all come in.
Yeah, the governor is streamlining the process to make sure that we're building back as rapidly as possible and supporting our communities. But we're working hard to make sure that new homes that are built here in California are built to a standard to withstand these type of events, wildfires and embers. And so when we talk about home hardening, we start that at the time of construction. And really, California has led the way for many years in this space.
Yeah, we do have a lot of restrictions in California. I think some people would say it's difficult to build, but in a way, it has to be done safely. And especially for these people who've gone through this, they don't want to do it again, and neither do the rest of us.
You know, we have a wildfire building code that really is the first and the best in the nation. That we've worked with our builders, with our academia to make sure that it is the most restrictive code, but cost-effective ways to make sure that homes have an increased chance of surviving wildfires, on top of all the other safety fire code requirements that we have in there. But again, streamlining is the key right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel, thank you so much for what you're doing. And we were talking about those firefighters. They are getting support as well from the community. And if you want to help, if you want to continue to support those fire victims, you can do so on our website. We have teamed up with Red Cross. We'll be bringing you that QR code throughout the morning, guys. Back over to you.
Well, the fires in LA County are continuing to burn, with more wind expected in the forecast, too.
So several organizations are stepping up to help people affected by the disaster, including the Red Cross.
Yeah, and Dina Kupfer is standing by learning more.
Yes. All right. We're weaving this throughout the show purposefully today, right? Because we really want to make sure that people know there's a place where you can go for supporting the victims down in Southern California. Steve Walsh joins me once again with the Red Cross. And we were talking earlier about the monetary donations that people can make, but also the stories of people on the ground and how you're helping in some of these recovery efforts. I saw a video of a fire personnel, a member of the fire department down there, finding his own wedding ring in his own burned out home. Not something that commonly happens, but you actually provide a resource for people once they're able to get back in those neighborhoods.
Yeah, once local authorities give permission for people to go back to their properties to either make sure that they're still standing or to go through what's left of the properties, oftentimes there's something that's set up with partner agencies called a local assistance center in California. What that is kind of one-stop shopping for people to talk to. How do I pay my water bill? All the things that you need to know in one room.
Yeah.
This is part of it. So we provide these cleanup kits, which basically allows you to start cleaning your property, masks, because there's going to be particulates in the air. And you're right. Sometimes, hopefully, fingers crossed, you do find the things that are important to you. And this is one of the ways to get that to happen.
It's just there's so many layers to this.
Right.
You mentioned 18 volunteers from the Northern California region are down in Southern California right now.
Right. Yeah. And again, these are hundreds of people from around the country, but from this region, the California Gold Country region, 18 volunteers and a couple of staff are giving 2 weeks of their time to go down there and help these folks.
So maybe somebody watching saying, financially, I can't give right now, but I would love to give my time.
Right.
To go to LA might be a little too late, but unfortunately, living in Northern California, we know that this is likely to happen again in some way.
That's exactly right. So there is training involved in picking the position that you want to fulfill when you volunteer for something like a natural disaster. But we really want people to sign up now to volunteer with us. Go through the training, because you're right. Come fire season, as we call it,
there likely will be opportunities to volunteer with us. And even if it's not a natural disaster, it's training to perhaps go to someone when they have a home fire, just a fire in their house to give comfort and care.
Okay. And again, we are asking if you can, if you're able to donate, you can do so through our connections with the Red Cross. We've posted all of the details on our website. A QR code also going to be provided to you. Take your phone, grab the camera app, open it up, and just hover it over the screen, over that QR code. A link will pop up and you just click it and it'll take you to the reputable source for you to be able to donate. So we have much more coming up in our 9 o'clock hour. Thank you so much, Steve and the Red Cross, for what you're doing. We'll be right back.